Hey guys, let's talk. Now, this is going to be a new series. It's going to be a mini series. Uh, probably 3 or 4 videos, that's it. But before I get on with that, let's talk about the content. What's happening with me? Why, what's up with Tech Asian? That's the question I ask myself. I'm sure some of you guys who care about the channel ask as well. But, you know, to be honest, this is not a priority of my life at the moment. YouTube, uh, you know, time is my enemy. That's the biggest thing. I don't do YouTube for money, so it's not that oh, I'm earning slightly less than I used to. That's not the thing. I never earned any money out of YouTube anyway. So this was not a platform I cared about in terms of revenue. So that's one thing that's not really important. But yeah, there's almost zero revenue out of YouTube. So it's all a labor of love. All the time it takes. I'm just doing it out of passion. There's no monetary advantage to making YouTube videos. I don't have a Patreon. I don't do all that stuff. I don't think that's I don't think that's right. I don't like borrowing other people's money, so that's not my that's not what I do. So that's not the that's something that's there. That's again something that kind of slightly takes away the confidence of going and doing videos. But the second being is my work. I'm my schedule is just incredibly tight, and I don't get the time like I used to. I'm pretty much completely packed. Plus my personal life has also changed over the before it you can say 2 years ago it was quite different than it is now. So I have to consider those things as well. So all of those things come together, and you are left with nothing. So I hope you guys understand that time is my enemy, and I have tremendous amounts of headphones remaining. I mean, tremendous amount. I bought I don't know how to explain it, and I'm not going to explain that. So forget that. I'll try my best to keep it going. But I wanted to do these casual videos because they're slightly easier to make, and I can make them at night when I'm usually free, and just see how it goes from there. So this is a mini series that I said, and I'll be talking about something a passion of mine for a very long time, and that is vinyl. Now, I always wanted to get into vinyl, but it never seemed like a right idea for me because, as you guys know, I'm a guy who does a lot of DSP, a lot of correction. So digital for me is the way to go. So analog is something I never considered as a platform I would choose for listening to music, at least. And that's why vinyl was never something that I cared about. But I'm also a huge music enthusiast. So for me, music is a huge part of my life, and I like to cherish music by listening to it, obviously. But listening to digital files is just not as you can say experience as it could be. So vinyl for me was the way, the entry to listening to music in a much more artistic way. Now for me, vinyl, as I said, music performance is not the priority, because for me digital is the way to go. I mean, I correct my headphones to make them sound good. So vinyl, even though there's you can say some advantage for old recordings, is not something I really care about in terms of performance. It's more about the artistic experience, and more about the, you can just say, the overall experience of listening to a favorite album of yours on vinyl compared to just on a computer. So that exit from a digital world and just listening to your music via headphones or speakers, it was something I really wanted in my life. But again, the time was just never right until now. And now that I'm making this series, I'm finally I bought a lot of equipment, a lot of vinyl equipment, a lot of records, and I'll be sharing that experience with you guys. So it's vinyl is again something new. Not a lot of people are into it. So I find it fascinating, and I'm sure some of you guys will find it fascinating as well. So let's talk about this first episode, and let's talk about the equipment I'll be showing you guys in this one. Okay, now if you're a tech agent viewer, this place quite well. Now I shoot my videos, pretty much all my videos here, and as you can probably tell, it's quite different, and that's because I completely changed it. I was working on refurbishing this part. I mean, the walls were fucked. I mean, they're slightly less fucked, but they're still fucked. But I was fixing that, and I also put a lot of posters and stuff. It's still work in progress, but it's much better than it used to be. All my tools that I had, they are at my office, so I don't need those tools and stuff that I usually use at my home. So that's all gone, and slightly clean. That's why the space again was very big consideration when shifting into vinyl, or just adding vinyl into the collection, because it takes a lot of equipment, it takes a lot of space. So now I was able to kind of change this place to the vinyl equipment. Now don't worry, all my videos will still be shot here. It's just the work is in progress, so I cannot shoot videos currently because it's just going to look incomplete, and I don't like that. So once that's done, we'll resume to our normal videos, and it'll not take a long time. But that's again one of the big reasons is the studio. It took almost 2 weeks to get done, because again I only get time to do all of this at night. So painting the walls, finishing the walls, everything it was done at night, and that takes a lot of time. So I'll get into the box, which contains one of the first things that arrived in my completely long list of purchases that completely ruined my wallet. But I'll get to that. Let's just talk about this new area of where my equipment is gonna be. So first thing is, as you can see, it's quite headphone related, and I'm sorry about the LED. You know what? I'll probably shut it down. But I chose these pictures that were special to me, and I wanted to use because they were just awesome, and that's why they're displayed here. We obviously have the Sony R10, one of the best portraits of any headphones. This guy, as you can see, just let me focus it. As you can see, quite a fantastic portrait, framed and looking quite amazing. Then we have the Bardynamic ET1000, again, one of my favorite photographies for a headphone done in pretty much in the history of headphones. I think this era of biodynamic photography in the marketing they did was just absolutely stunning. We have a DT207, I think. I'm not sure. Again, it just looks like a DT150, but this was a quadraphonic headphone. Again, a fantastic portrait. I really love it. Now, going here, we have something for the Sennheiser fans. As you can see, it's just a poster of it's a HD 580. Now in the future videos, when I'll probably try to do this in daylight, you'll be able to see the posters quite significantly better. But for now, what, let me just take out my phone. There we go. You can see the poster. That's the guy. This was the, I think, the surround or something that Sennheiser launched. It complemented the HD 580, so that's that poster. Then we have a DT480 biodynamic marketing. Looks absolutely stunning. And this is my personal favorite. This is a advertisement for the AKG K240 sextet. Quite a attractive Austrian girl right there, but really wonderful piece of marketing. I really like it. That's why it's closest to me. Then we have this plaque that I made a while ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago. It was a Tech Asian logo. It's quite childish at this point, but I kept it because this was something I made, and it just means a lot to me for some fucking reason. I don't know why. At the bottom we have the Sony R10 marketing again. You can see the biocellulose. Fuck man, hard to focus and everything, but there's the biocellulose. And another fantastic piece of marketing by Bardynamic, DT880S. Absolutely stunning, as you can see. Then you got my speakers, my printer, and my garbage bag. Slightly tidied up the cabling, but still quite bad. Then the wood was all messed up, so I took a piece of glass, black glass. Looks quite fantastic. Got my slight CD collection thing going on. It's not too much, I'm not into CDs that much, but these are the ones I have. This is a nice, pretty nice album. Check it out. But everything else, it's pretty much the same. Slightly, different cabling going on, but overall pretty much identical. This part, again, I don't know what I'll be doing there, but that's that. Here's the box that I'll be unboxing in a minute, but everything else remains the same like it was. Some soldering equipment and stuff has been shifted to this place. As you can see, you got a DT448A box, but everything else remains the same. Let's open up the box. Now, before opening up the box, let me explain what's in it. This is a Schiit Magni 2. It's a headphone amplifier, obviously. Now, with the vinyl equipment, you have your turntable, you have the preamplifier, the phono preamp with the RIA curve going on, and then finally you can connect it to your speakers, or maybe your headphone. So for that you need an amplifier, and this is the headphone amplifier. Now in my digital domain, which is right here, I have the Bioelectric V200. One second. Now in the digital domain, I have the Bioelectric V200. Fantastic piece of equipment. I've also got the Cord Mojo. I've got the Schiit Valhalla 2 and the Stax SRM1 MK2 and the SRD7. So that's my digital domain equipment. Pretty nice. I could have used the Valhalla in this setup, but I want to build up the vinyl setup separately. It has to be something that I'll be building from the ground up. I'm not going to use my digital domain equipment for this, even though I could probably use the Valhalla too, because I really don't use that amplifier that much. But I bought a Schiit Magni too, so I'll be starting from scratch, with a slightly affordable amplifier, and then going up to the big boys. Something like I intend to get like a Bioelectric phono preamp for my turntable in the future, and maybe a V200 again, because I love the V200. It's absolutely fantastic. One of the best amplifiers ever made, headphone amplifiers ever made, in my opinion. So let's open up the box. Schiit box. Pretty. Now I've already opened up this box, so one hand unboxing. This is gonna be fun. Okay, here we have the Magni 2 in its glory, as you can see. Really nice little unit. Fantastic. I love the build quality of these Schiit devices. They sound pretty good. I could have gone into the Objective 2 from JDS Labs, but I decided to get the Magni because it was available easily where I live, without worrying about shipping. So this is the power brick, and I also have the invoice. Obviously you need that, and a pair of RCA cables that I also bought. These are not the PIST cables, these are just Amazon Basics. These are the Amazon Basics, as you can see. Pretty decent cable. I mean, nothing wrong with it. Now this Schiit Magni 2 will be connected to my phono preamp, which will be connected to my turntable. Now I'm not going to tell you guys anything about about that stuff. That'll be followed up in the next video. But this is the Schiit Magni 2, just a regular headphone amp. You got the RCAs at the back, low and high gain, power button right there. Pretty good little unit. I like the size of it. Affordable. Seemed like a no-brainer decision, so that's why I bought it. Let me unwrap it from the plastic. I like it. It's a nice unit, pretty handsome unit, small, made in America. Cannot go wrong with Schiit. I like their products. They're pretty good value. And this will be my headphone amplifier. It's a pretty basic analog setup, so I mean, my turntable is pretty high quality, but I just wanted to go with a slightly affordable headphone amplifier, because I'll be obviously upgrading it to a slightly beefier amplifier in the future, maybe a Bioelectric. But Bioelectrics, they're expensive. I mean, the V200, I can get them used for like 600 euros, but again, that's a lot of money, because I already invested a lot of money in the turntable, the records, which is the place I invested the most. So I had to keep the cost down somewhere, and that's where I skimped the headphone amplifier. But you cannot say I skimped, because this is a pretty good unit, measures pretty good. It's a nice little unit. I like it, so pretty excited about that. But this was the first installation about this new series that I'm starting, the vinyl shift, I like to call it, and I hope you guys like it. Anyway, so this is pretty much it for the first episode of the vinyl shift. Now, as I said, this is going to be a slightly, I think, a 3 or 4 video series, so I don't know exactly how long it's going to be, but I'll be finishing the series up, and then I'll be coming back to my regular videos about vintage headphones. I hope you guys understand, my studio is completely messed up at the moment. A lot of work is pending, so I cannot just shoot videos. It's just going to look incomplete. I could, but I just don't feel like it. So this is the Magni 2. One thing just to end on, when I bought this amplifier, I had no idea that the Magni 3 was out, and apparently the Magni 3 is out, and I just bought a Magni 2, which is fantastic. So on that note, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.